Well, now that Miles versus Deku is down and in the books, we have the next dead battle, which is Hulk versus Broly. And I'm really surprised that they're doing, first of all, a Marvel fight again. Like, Miles was in this fight this week, and he's a Marvel character. And next week is going to be another, well, not next week, but next that battle is going to be another Marvel character, ironically against another Japanese property. Are they running out of opponents? And I'm pretty sure wasn't Hulk used against Broly like a few years ago? I know for a fact because I made a video about how it didn't make any sense. And that video is kind of going to tell you their opinions on who would win between Hulk and Godzilla, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how strong Godzilla is. From what I've heard, there are versions of Godzilla that are like able to survive a black hole, or maybe like the destruction of a universe. But as far as I'm aware, Godzilla might as well be multiversal. I mean, there are versions of Godzilla that go and fight DC or Marvel characters. So I guess if you talk specifically about Marvel Godzilla, I'm sure Marvel Godzilla has feats against Hulk himself, probably, or Thor, or whatever. Oops. And the DC Godzilla has probably feats against Superman. But if, let's say, we exclude those versions because it's pretty weird to. In that regard, you have both characters being from Marvel, so that's weird. But if we talk about like Godzilla from the movies and from the TV shows and all that stuff that's actually coming out of like Godzilla first properties, not crossovers and stuff, I could only assume Godzilla is universal, maybe, or multiversal. And even then, it's really hard for me to believe that Godzilla would be multiversal. Because what's even the conflict at that point? Like, what does it even do? Like, the whole point of Godzilla is that it's like a monster that's like radioactive and like destroys cities. How would it destroy multiverses or something? I don't know. Whatever. On the other hand, Hulk is multiversal. In the fight with Broly, they had Hulk lose because they were. I don't even remember the reasoning, but they had some dumb reasoning about why the one below all doesn't actually count. For people who are not aware, in Marvel, there is the one above all, which is basically the god of the Marvel multiverse. And then there's like the one below all, which is his other counterpart, which is basically the evil counterpart, the other side, his reflection, his opposite aspect, whatever it is. It's basically as powerful as the one above all, or close enough. And Hulk essentially embodies him, and Hulk actually becomes strong enough to be on that level, or even if you're skeptical about that, he's close to that level. And that's like not even universal, not even multiversal, that's like outer versal, but that battle doesn't really use those kind of metrics. So even if you want to say that it's multiversal, I think that's already enough to beat Godzilla. I don't see how Godzilla could be stronger than Hulk at this point, who is the embodiment of God, basically. A god in Marvel, who's like, like think about this. Marvel, at the very least, has higher spatial dimensions, right? Like how like I'm 3D, but like a drawing is 2D, and like I don't know, some higher dimensional entity would be 4D, right? Like a Tesseract. No, that's from Ben 10. Tesseract. I forgot. I can't speak today. The fucking cube. Okay, that's like not a cube. The Tesseract. That thing is 4-dimensional. And Marvel has more than just 4 dimensions in its cosmos, in its multiversal cosmology. So think about like infinite amount of universes, infinite timelines, multiple higher dimensions, possibly infinite higher dimensions, and then you have the one below all, which is ironically above all of that. And Hulk is his embodiment, to the point where Hulk can, at the end of time, when there's only supposed to be Franklin Richard and Galactus, two multiversal level characters, it's actually Hulk, or the one below all as Hulk instead, which tells you how strong he is. So yeah, I think Godzilla is screwed unless they use specifically the version of Godzilla from like Marvel and DC, and that version of Godzilla has some crazy feats. I'm pretty fine with saying that, like, peak, even current Hulk, not even Hulk at any other point in time, current Hulk should beat the dog shit out of Godzilla. But that is just my opinion, you know. You can believe whatever you want, buddy.